What is going on, everybody? It's Voodoo51292 and welcome to this week's channel update. This week happens to be Monday, November the 5th through Sunday, November the 11th of 2012, and actually coming to you on Election Day. I'm filming this on Election Day, but you will not see this until the next day on Wednesday. So by the time you see this, it will already be too late to vote. But I certainly hope that that everybody who had the means and are old enough to vote did go out and exercise your right to vote. They call it a right to vote. It's really not a right, it's a privilege that many men and women for many years have fought and gave their lives, you know, for us as members of the U.S. to have. And so certainly it's not something to be taken lightly. And you might think that your vote doesn't matter, but really in the end it's more about, you know, exercising that privilege to be able to go out and vote when so many other countries in this world don't have that ability. So again, by the time you see this it will be too late, but I do hope that everybody who was able to vote did exercise their right to vote, because I think it's something very important. So enough about politics, because that's not what we talk about here on this channel. We talk about video games, gameplay, and that's what we're here to talk about. So let's talk about last week, what happened on the channel. Let's talk about this week, what will happen on the channel coming up. And then I want to kind of zoom out and give you more of a broad kind of perspective on the remaining couple months of 2012, because we're again winding down and we're getting to the point now where I'm close to finishing up, you know, new releases that I have yet to start. So then it's going to be time obviously for me to go back and catch up on all the games I wasn't able to finish. And unfortunately this year for me, that's pretty much every game that I've started in this this gaming season I haven't had an opportunity to finish, because pretty much every single game that I've played have been very long drawn out games, and haven't had a chance to completely finish any of them. So it's going to be an interesting couple of months. But let's talk about last week first. Last week was the release of Assassin's Creed 3, definitely a highly anticipated game for myself. Unfortunately, I was planning on playing a lot of the game last week, but what wound up happening was I was only able to play the game on release day, on Tuesday. I played 16 parts of the game, about 3 hours on release day. Got that uploaded, and then what wound up happening is every day after that I ran into things that I had to do. For instance, the next day on Wednesday was Halloween, and I wound up having plans with some friends to stay here and kind of hang out and spend Halloween together, since we don't get a whole lot of time to do that since everybody's so busy all the time. But we were able to kind of hang out on Halloween. On Thursday, what happened on Thursday that I couldn't play? Oh, I had a test on Friday, so on Thursday night I had to study for the test on Friday. Friday, I couldn't play the game because we actually had a bunch of people here at the apartment to prep and get ready for the huge college football game that happened on Saturday, which was Alabama here at LSU. If you're a college football fan, of course you know about this game, and me being a student of LSU and a huge football fan, that was a very big deal. So on Friday, we had a bunch of friends over. We were all having a good time, hanging out together, getting ready. And then of course on Saturday was the big game. We were out there all day. We got the campus around about, I would say, maybe 9:30 in the morning, and we didn't leave until after the game was over, around 10:30 at night. So it was a very long day. We were there all day. And then yesterday on Sunday, I'm sorry, 2 days ago on Sunday, I had another test yesterday, Monday. So I had to study all day on Sunday. Couldn't play Assassin's Creed 3. And then yesterday on Monday, I had the test last night, and then the Saints game right after it. So I have not really had a chance to play much Assassin's Creed 3 because I got really busy when I kind of maybe underestimated the amount of stuff I had to do. I got really busy and therefore couldn't play much of the game, only on release night. Well, this week I have more time, and I have one more test on Thursday, which is not a big deal at all. Not concerned about it, so that's not going to take a whole bunch of my time. So this week I will be resuming Assassin's Creed 3. As I said, I'm 3 hours into the game and I still have not gotten to play with the new assassin Connor. It's been 3 hours and we're still basically in the intro, prefacing, you know, Connor. He hasn't even been in the game yet, so it's kind of been drawn out. I left off a kind of really annoying part where I was getting kind of aggravated. This stealth part where it seems it's a bad checkpoint that makes you listen to a bunch of dialogue over and over and over again if you mess up, and it's kind of annoying. So that's where I left off. I'll be trying to get through that part when I jump into it later today. But we will play as much as we can this week. That will basically run through Friday, because Saturday is yet another LSU game, and then Sunday I'm actually going to be going home for the day to visit. I haven't been home in quite a long time, maybe like 3 weeks or something like that. So I'll be going home on Sunday to spend time with my family, and so it basically will run through Friday and maybe into next Monday of me playing Assassin's Creed 3. Of course, I'm not going to beat it before next Tuesday, which is another huge release, and I will get into exactly what I'm going to be doing about that a little, you know, later on in the video. But Assassin's Creed 3 this week, it will, whatever videos I take tonight on Tuesday will be coming up either before or after this channel update. I'm not sure which one, probably before. I usually get the gameplay up before the channel update, and then you'll see it. So you'll see more on Friday, you know, if everything goes according to plan and I have more, and more on Monday. So Assassin's Creed 3 for the next few days, okay? So let's talk about next week's release. Next week is the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which I'm extremely excited for, and I've said this many times, but of course everybody will know. If you've been a follower of my channel for a while, you will know how much I played the original Call of Duty Black Ops, more footage of Black Ops on my channel than anything else, and I would argue maybe more footage of Black Ops on my channel than any other place on the internet. I mean, I'm sure there's places that have more, but I have a lot, okay? I have more than most people. And because of that, Black Ops 2 is a huge release. For me, the game looks really good, okay? I'm really excited about it. Extremely disappointed in Modern Warfare 3 last year. That game was just not that good. But with Black Ops 2 coming out, it seems to be new hope, and it seems like the game's going to be really good, and hopefully that's the case. Now again, I mentioned this a couple updates ago, but I'll re-mention it now. I got the game for the PlayStation 3. I know that that's not the preferred version, and to be honest, it's not my preferred version, but my friends Tyler and Dave said from the beginning that they were going to be getting this game. They only have PlayStation 3. I wanted the ability to be able to play with them. Okay, so I got the game on PlayStation 3. If it wasn't for that fact, I would have gotten the game on Xbox, no question, but because of I want to play with my friends, I got the game on the PlayStation 3, alright? And doing the midnight release on Monday night, for sure. Originally, what was going to happen was myself, Tyler, and Dave were all going to do the midnight release. We were all going to come back here and play a bunch of the multiplayer. What unfortunately wound up happening is Dave wound up, he actually has traffic court on that day, and Tyler has a huge project that he has to get done for school, like, by that day. So, unfortunately, now what it looks like is I'm the only one that's going to be going to the midnight release. But, you know, it is what it is. Stuff happens. People have lives. So, I will be going to the midnight release, potentially by myself, but I will be doing it and coming back here and doing multiplayer, again, even if it means by myself, very similarly to how I did Modern Warfare 3 last year, okay? Midnight release, multiplayer on Monday night, and Tuesday's usually not an uploading day for me, but I will make it so. I will stay at school and upload on Tuesday what I have from Monday night. Then, on Tuesday of next week, I will most likely be jumping into the campaign of Black Ops 2, playing a lot of the campaign. It'll probably take me about 2 days to beat it. It's probably about between 6 to 7 hours long. So it'll probably take me a couple days to beat it, and I will be doing multiplayer along in there with it. Hopefully by then with my friends who will be done with their stuff. Multiplayer, you know, regular multiplayer, and then zombie mode. We'll be checking out all the different kind of zombie modes. Never did zombie mode footage on the original Black Ops. We'll be doing it with this game. So next week will be extensive coverage of Black Ops 2, okay? But it's Black Ops 2 you know, by and large, will be the shortest game from a campaign standpoint that I play all year. And so, like I said, I'll be able to knock that game out probably in a couple of days, and then it will just be multiplayer, which, you know, you can just play whenever. So what I'm going to do at that point is I will, again, pick up Assassin's Creed 3, and I will basically intermittently do Assassin's Creed 3 with Black Ops 2 multiplayer, you know, thrown in there until I beat Assassin's Creed 3. I'm basically going to play through Assassin's Creed 3 till I beat it. No point in putting that game on hold to play other games. I need to finish it anyway. So I'm going to do that. Another note, by now you know I'm not doing Halo 4 this week. You know, I'm doing Assassin's Creed 3. Halo 4 looks cool. I would love to play it sometime in the future, but considering I've played no other Halo game, I obviously will have no idea what's going on, and that's not a game that I feel like I could adequately jump into and really know what was going on or give a fair review to or anything like that, so there's no point in me doing it right now. Maybe sometime in the future. Now, there's still 2 more games that that I was planning on playing this year. And actually I have to make a revision to what I just said about playing Assassin's Creed 3 all the way through, because I'm not sure about that now, because I forgot that on November the 20th is the release of Hitman Absolution, which I keep forgetting is coming out, but a game that I want to check out. I also was going to do Far Cry 3. Bottom line is here at this point, it's just too many games. And again, Far Cry 3 is going to be an extremely long game. So I haven't made a decision on what I'm going to do, but what it seems like I'm going to do is possibly skip Far Cry 3. Simply because that game is another game that's really best played in co-op. They're advertising it as such, and I believe it's 4-player co-op, and I just don't have anybody, any of my friends or anything like that, who are going to be getting Far Cry 3. So I'd have to play the game by myself, which really wouldn't be as good, and with all the other games I have backed up that I have to finish, it's like, is it really worth it? And I don't think it is right now. Again, a game that potentially, if I beat all the other games and I still have some extra time before next year cranks up, maybe I'll jump into it, you know, in late January and play that game or something like that. But kind of up in the air with that status, but it's probably looking like for now I'm going to have to pass on Far Cry 3. Still want to do Hitman Absolution. We'll have to see about that as well. You know, there's just a lot of games coming out, and there's just like, I have limited time to play, and I've gone through this before. You know, I just don't have countless hours to devote to gaming, being in college and doing all these other things. So I kind of have to pick and choose. Believe me, I want to play all these games. I love to play them all. It's just, unfortunately, I don't have the time to do that. And a lot of times, unfortunately, I don't have the energy to sit there and plug through all these games non-stop, you know, with trying to do college at the same time. So we'll see what's going on down the road. But for this week, it's going to be Assassin's Creed 3. Count on that. Next week, it's going to be Black Ops 2. And then from there, we will go. There's still more stuff to talk about coming up in December. I'm going to be having surgery, oral surgery, which is a first step in like a 3-step process to finally get my teeth done, get my mouth taken care of, which has been going on. I've had braces since I was in the 7th grade. I'm now a junior in college. So yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm trying to chug full steam ahead toward it. So I'll be having oral surgery sometime in early to mid-December, which will knock me out for a little bit. I will let you know when that's going to happen. And also coming up in early December, that first week, you know, very close to before my surgery, I will be doing another edition of my Packing for Home series, which I've done two series of that. One for spring of 2011 and one for the winter of 2011. I will now be, no, I'm sorry, winter of 2011, spring of 2012. I did those two. This will be the winter of 2012. Whenever I do it, it seems to be a pretty popular series. A good number of people watch it. If you don't know what the Packing for Home series is, if you're new, basically what Packing for Home is I set my camera up in the corner of my bedroom, wherever I am. The first 2 times it was in my old apartment, now it's here. I set my camera up in the corner of my room, and it's me packing up my belongings to go home, either for semester break or for the summer. and it gives me an opportunity to basically talk impromptu, just to speak off the cuff, and I go over all kinds of different things. I go over, you know, how the past months have been since my last packing for home, in my personal life, you know, how are things going, how is school, you know, talking about the channel, how it's been, video gaming, all kinds of stuff. It's basically just gives me an opportunity to speak off the cuff. People seem to really enjoy it. Again, they get decent views whenever I put them up. So I'll be doing that in a few weeks, okay? About 4 weeks or so I will have the Packing for Home series for this year coming up. And then, of course, at the end of the year is Christmas. And once again, another huge present. We've had a couple of them in the past. A big present that will be affecting this channel will be myself getting a 720p HD camera, which is my main request for Christmas this year. And that way, this channel will go full HD, which will be pretty awesome. And it's been 2 years, it'll be almost 2 years at that point that I've been on YouTube without HD. I will finally be upgrading to HD, so hopefully you guys will have a whole new way to enjoy my content in high definition, and maybe hopefully it'll attract some new viewership because they see my videos are in HD, and I can maybe compete with some of these other big YouTubers, or maybe not other big YouTubers, but other YouTubers who do Let's Plays and stuff like that. With HD, I will have HD myself. So, all kinds of stuff coming up in the next couple months. And of course, as we draw nearer to each of these things, I will give you more details. But I just kind of wanted to give you, kind of zoom out and give you a scope as to what you can expect over the next couple of months, alright, before 2013, which promises to be an insane year for gaming. And I will talk about this a lot probably in my Packing for Home, but the games that are slated to come out for 2013 so far, just in the first half, are mind-blowing. It's going to be an amazing year. It's going to be a great reprieve from the pretty bad year we've had this year in 2012 of games, especially in the first half of the year where there were a bunch of duds. Next year, it just looks extremely promising, and I can't wait. So, alright guys, thanks for watching this update. Coming up, more Assassin's Creed 3. And of course, next week, Black Ops 2. Huge, and there's going to be tons of coverage. I will talk in depth about Black Ops 2 and my plans for it on next week's update. So be sure to tune in for that if Black Ops 2 interests you, okay? So I'm Voodoo51292. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3 this week, and I hope that you will tune in next week for Black Ops 2. Thank you very much, and I will see you then.